Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are tearing down exactly how the Sublime Professional Online Nail Technician course actually works step by step. We're going to look closely at how this program claims to take absolute beginners, people who've maybe never even held an e-file, and transform them into confident working professionals. Now, that's a pretty bold promise in a world totally saturated with online content, but we're going to pop the hood and look at the exact mechanics of how this program operates based on their source material. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be hitting the online learning trap, the sublime difference, your step-by-step journey, a curriculum breakdown, licensing versus skill, and finally, real outcomes.
All right, part one, the online learning trap. Let's talk about why most online courses completely miss the mark.
Okay, let's address the elephant in the room right away. Whenever online trade skills are brought up, you're probably wondering, can a super complex, high-end technique like the Russian manicure actually be taught online? I mean, it requires incredible precision. Can you really master that just by staring at a screen? Well, the source material tackles this skepticism head-on by identifying exactly why most online learning fails.
They point out a massive pitfall they call video dumps. Think about those cheap online courses or free YouTube tutorials. The issue isn't a lack of information. The issue is a total lack of correction. You could watch a master perform a flawless manicure 1,000 times. But when you try it yourself, nobody is there to correct your e-file pressure or check if your apex is in the right place or tell you why your gel keeps lifting. Without that correction, you aren't really learning. You're literally just memorizing your own mistakes until they become unbreakable bad habits.
Which brings us to section 2, the sublime difference. This is where mentorship and feedback come into play.
Take a look at this stark contrast in value. If you go to an in-person nail school in the US, you're shelling out anywhere from $3 to $10 grand in tuition alone, and that's before you even factor in travel and taking time off work. On the flip side, you can buy a cheap video bundle for, say, $98, but you get zero feedback. Sublime essentially parks itself right in the sweet spot. For $399, which, by the way, you can split into payments, you get the video content plus a real human mentor to bridge that feedback gap.
Moving on to section 3, the step-by-step journey. Let's walk through how this program actually works.
So what does this step-by-step process actually look like for a busy student? First up, you enroll. No hidden paywalls, just straight in. Second, you get instant access, no annoying waitlists. Third, you get to learn at your totally own pace over a generous 6-month window, which is huge if you're studying at 2 a.m. or juggling a job. Fourth, you complete graded practical assessments. And finally, once you pass, you earn your diploma. It's a structure built to fit into a real chaotic life.
Now, step 4 is the absolute game changer here. You don't just check a box saying, yep, I watched the video to pass. You actually have to submit photos and videos of your practice work. A master educator looks at your cuticle line or nail structure and gives you highly specific personalized corrections. If your apex is too far forward, they'll tell you. And the best part, you get unlimited attempts to fix it and resubmit until your technique meets a professional standard. This feedback loop is the program's real secret to mastering the craft. All right, section 4, curriculum breakdown. Let's look at exactly what you're getting inside the virtual classroom.
What does your day-to-day actually look like? Thankfully, they don't just drown you in dry textbooks. The curriculum is heavily focused on practical application. We're talking an 80% hands-on video demonstration to 20% theory split. You literally watch a pro working on real hands right up close. You can pause at the exact moment a cuticle's cleared, and then you repeat that exact same motion yourself. You'll work your way through 4 distinct modules. Module A is all about manicure fundamentals. Think vital infection control, anatomy, and product chemistry. Module B dives into tools and materials, covering e-file safety and the science of curing. Module C is the meat and potatoes, 15 practical techniques, including their flagship Russian dry manicure method. And finally, Module D tackles management and business, because you actually need to know how to get clients, price your services, and set up a hygienic station. Section 5, licensing versus skill. Let's clarify what this diploma means, and more importantly, what it doesn't mean.
The source material is remarkably transparent here, which is honestly so refreshing. The Sublime Diploma is proof that you've been trained to an elite standard by founder Darya Shevchenko and that your work has been rigorously reviewed. But, and this is absolutely crucial, it is not a state license. Sublime is an unaccredited private academy, so this diploma doesn't replace your local, state, or provincial licensing exams. Think of it like this. You use this program to build killer skills, but you still have to follow your local state board's rules to legally charge paying clients.
Finally, section 6, real outcomes.
Where does mastering this skill actually take you?
So you've mastered the skill. What's next? Well, everyone's income depends on their own hustle and location. Graduates are carving out some seriously impressive career paths. A lot of them open up flexible, hygienic home studios so that they can book clients around their family schedule. Others hit the road for mobile services or jump straight into established salons for volume. But the biggest outcome? Specialization. By mastering the premium Russian manicure taught in this course, you immediately set yourself apart from the crowd and can command top-tier pricing for a much rarer skill.
And we can see the real-world impact of this exact structured mentorship in stories from graduates. Take Jessica from California. She mentioned how she used to struggle working multiple low-paying jobs. But after taking the Sublime course, she started her own salon and now earns more in a single week than she used to in an entire month. That's the so what of this whole explainer. It's not just about painting nails. It's about building a completely new livelihood through a taught, corrected, and highly specialized professional skill.
For anyone out there endlessly scrolling through free tutorials and wondering why their technique just isn't improving, the Sublime Professional course offers a really fascinating blueprint. It shows us exactly how tactile, physical trades are successfully moving online. It proves that if you have the right feedback loop, you don't necessarily need a traditional physical classroom to master a premium skill. So it leaves us with one pretty compelling question to think about. As digital mentorship continues to evolve, how many other traditional hands-on trades will we soon be mastering straight from our own living rooms?